everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
Hi, I'm Ash. I play Axel, the gnome fighter, and I'm a master of the shield and a master with Trident.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Blood Gorson, Path of the World Tree Barbarian.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to the Lost Archives. It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces once again. We are here, we are back, we are playing the premier horror D&D campaign, Curse of Strahd. Now, super quick announcements before we jump into the session. We've got another quick apology from Raph tonight. Unfortunately, he's still got some stuff going on with moving house and everything associated with that, so he's not able to join us for Curse of Strahd tonight. He may be out next week as well, but after that, he should definitely be back if everything is going smoothly. Fingers crossed.
But he's enjoying a new podcast while he's doing his moving. So
he's gotten really into this new podcast. It's a really cool podcast. He started again at episode 1. There's this character called Grinner. He's really invested in this character's development. He really hopes the character makes it all the way. Yeah. I got Josh with that. Fantastic. Other fun news to share. I got a Switch 2 because I wanted to play Mario Kart World. It's loads of fun. Alice is kicking my butt at the moment, which is very disappointing for me. She's adapting to the rail grinding on Mario Kart World quicker than I am, and she's finding shortcuts quicker than I am, which is really disappointing for me. I thought I was going to really succeed in this because we're pretty 50-50 in Mario Kart 8. Unfortunately, she's killing me. It's very disappointing, but Breath of the Wild on the Switch 2 is absolutely fucking glorious, and I am very, very happy to be replaying it again. It is still, I think, my favorite game. It is so good. And watching it, walking into Korok Forest and there being complete 60 FPS the whole way through was a very bizarre experience. I was fully prepared to walk in, and your hat really slows down. I just really was prepared for it, and it didn't happen. It was just smooth and perfect. And the Zelda Notes app is interesting. So you have a map with guidance that you can set objectives to. It'll talk you through where to find it, and there's a whole bunch of new voice memories. It's actually really decent. The companion app is spot on. The spot, your little token on your phone that you can see moving around is very precise to what you're doing in the overworld on Zelda, and it updates so frequently that you can actually really rely on it. It's decent, and you can give yourself as much spoiler as you want for items and locations. You can reveal the locations of shrines or Koroks, and it will guide you to them if you do that. It's actually decent, and the voice memories of Zelda I've found to add a really nice depth to the game. So personally, I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to do Tears of the Kingdom, where you can actually share the auto build constructs. I can't wait to see what people have made and shared on the library. That's going to be fucking awesome, because that was one of my favorite things in Tears of the Kingdom, was making ridiculous contraptions and just diving in deep with them. That was some nice ASMR has.
People were making mechs. It was fucking unreal.
There were some Gundams.
Yeah.
There was some really cool shit. There was, have you seen the Panzer tank that had the opening that it had a whole thing open up, almost a fucking Chevrolet door open up. You could climb inside, activate it, would lock in, guns would emerge. It was so cool. It's so good.
Or for a single player game that really did not require that to beat.
Yeah.
It went unreasonably hard for no reason.
It
was so in depth for a single player game.
Yeah. Oh, and the Undertank. I'll have to see if I can find that again. So someone made a depth all-terrain vehicle that was designed to be able to move through the depths without any issues at all, and demolish everything, the bosses down there, the groks, everything. I have to see if I can find that build, because probably someone will have shared that, and it was one of those builds where you need to devote a good 3 hours of very precise placements to follow this tutorial, and I never did because I looked at it and I was like, fuck, I'm not, I've got precious gaming time, I'm not spending it on that. But now I don't need to, so I hope someone's uploaded it. That'd be awesome. Check that out. But that's the only fun news I have to share is that, yeah, really enjoying the Switch 2 so far. It's been quite fun. Any other fun news before we jump into the session? No, sweet.
Ooh, yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
On the vein of video games,
yes,
and the fact that we are playing Curse of Strahd, which is an official D&D module.
Yes.
The fact that Neverwinter Nights 2 Enhanced Edition got announced over the weekend.
Yes,
has me very excited.
Ooh.
Me too. I'm so stoked. That's going to be excellent.
There were a lot of good games released over the State of Play, I think, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Really exciting news.
There is a very small niche of people that are attacking the trailer because it doesn't look like Baldur's Gate 3. And it's like, you realise that this is a game that came out over 20 years ago,
Baldur's Gate
and it's a remaster, not a remake.
Yeah.
Oh,
and to be perfectly honest...
The answer to that is no, they don't realise that. Because they've only got whatever's in their mind and can't comprehend that something's different.
Absolutely.
I was going to say as well that, like, if you look at a game and you're immediately disinterested because of graphics, I'm going to say it, you're not a gamer, you're just a dick.
No, there is a limit, and the limit is Game Freak having grass that doesn't render in front of you until you're right beside it.
No, I agree with that. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
You're the biggest fucking
the problem wasn't necessarily Game Freak. I think the problem was the Switch One.
No. You can make Breath of the Wild look pretty. You can make Pokemon look better than the fucking PS1 graphics they've been putting out.
So I did load up Violet on the Switch 2. It does look better.
About graphics. Fuck you.
I'm with you on this.
Haz is a freak. Owen said it. He's right. Let's move on.
No, look, I'm actually with Haz on this one. Violet was dire. Scarlet Violet would dire.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
I did see a really funny video on that. Somebody was like, oh, I've got the Switch 2 now. Let's go load up Legend Arceus. And then the next screen is them playing Power World.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Nintendo would not have liked that.
For Nintendo and Game Freak on that one.
That's funny.
Good. That's good.
I'm actually playing Power World again now. It's actually great fun.
Yeah, Power World's good. Power World's great.
They released a few DLCs for that too, I think.
Yeah, I'm having so much fun enslaving and butchering my friends. It's great.
I'll be honest, I was very sad when they patched out the ability to capture the gym leaders. That was sad.
Yeah, that was a good glitch.
that was so that was a really funny glitch you could do.
They've boosted the catch rates for random humans around the world though, so they're a lot easier to catch and enslave.
Oh, because I had 2 black marketeers at one point that I'd caught, and that was fun.
That's a good get, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, instead of being like 1% for like a random syndicate grunts, like it's like they're like pals now.
Okay.
So
okay.
And there's unique ones around, and you can go catch them. So now I have named ones.
Power World has. Stop convincing me. This sounds really good.
Come on, join. It'd be great.
No, I've just committed to Breath of the Wild. I'm not stopping until I finish it and Tears of the Kingdom. So I'll see you in 6 months.
But we can play this together.
Yeah, that's true. True. All right, I'll get back to you. Awesome. That's it. I've got no other fun things to share. Let's dive into the session. I've got a quicker recap than normal so that we can jump straight back in. Let us dive into the session. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild, Theo, Jonor, Tithla, Styx, Killian, and new allies Blood and Axel. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team have returned to the Abbey of St. Markovia, having allied with the werewolves of the Svalich Woods and cured Victor Valakovich of the insanity driving him to become the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. Having reunited with Theo while searching for the Mad Mage, the team have learned a small army of vampire spawn had been gathering behind the walls of Castle Ravenloft, and while the village of Barovia was safe for the moment, Theo was concerned for what this might mean for the future. Debating how best to proceed, Theo also revealed he could bring back the recently slain from the dead, the team now discussing who they should try and bring back first or whether to seek help from the abbot with this instead. With 2 werewolves transporting the bodies of the slain children to the abbey, the team teleported ahead with the help of the recovered Victor Valakovich. With the abbey still a safe refuge from the dangers of Barovia, the team took a moment to discuss their next options, learning that the abbot had enough supplies to cast Reincarnate only 3 times, and that the more time had passed, the harder it is to bring the soul back. While Axel, Blood, and Killian assisted the mongrel folk with fortifying the borders of the abbey, Killian filled in the newcomers on the sequence of events that had led the group to this point. Meanwhile, Jonor and Victor made some progress in understanding the nature of the dark powers and the deal that they had with the brothers. Tithla and Theo, meanwhile, chatted briefly with Luther before Tithla rushed off to locate Grinner's liver for their attempt to resurrect him. Coming together after accomplishing these individual tasks, the group's chat soon turned into an unburdening of secrets some of them had been keeping for quite some time. Jonor particularly opening up with some bombshells he had been sitting on for many weeks. The team decided to briefly split up to accomplish various tasks, agreeing to meet back at the Abbey in a few hours and then make their way to the flooded ruins of Berez to confront the hag residing there. Jonor, Axel and Blood travelled back to the werewolf den in search of a book Madame Ava had revealed to Jonor. However, they were slightly sidetracked by the revelation that Iris had managed to gain control over her werewolf transformation and now wanted to stay with the pack instead of returning home. Theo and Tithla travelled to Vallaki, Theo chatting with Aasimar to organise some more components for his reincarnation magic, while Tithla chatted with Father Lucien about her abandonment issues. Finally, Luther and Killian made their way down the mountain to meet with Sergeant Gavel and ensure the guards of Krez weren't about to attack the werewolves transporting the bodies back to the Abbey. We left off as they managed to convince Sergeant Gavel to pack up the residents of Krezk and head for the safety of either the Abbey or Vallaki. And that is where we left off last session. Jacob.
Just one more thing, that slight oversight. That's okay, I forgive you. Tithla also spoke to the father about making sure that he let the parents of that girl know that she was coming back in the morning.
Yeah. I know I didn't discuss that in the recap, but trust me, I have that written down in 2 locations. I really wanted to make sure that we have that locked in story-wise. Don't worry.
Well, why wouldn't she? Of course.
Exactly.
Anyway, thank you. Oh,
yeah.
Yep, she'll be back.
Yeah, 100%. I notice Haz and Theo in this moment are the same and are experiencing quite a bit of mental anguish, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do for either of them. This has already happened.
I could do a sanity check.
No, you don't need to. You don't need to. You don't know about this yet. You've got no idea.
That'd be for you, not for Theo.
Yeah, it's more a Haz sanity check than a Theo sanity check. Awesome. So, we're going to jump straight back in with Jonor, Axel, and Blood. The 3 of you having just finished talking to Iris, attempting to convince her that she'd be better off back with her parents, and I don't want to say failing miserably, but not succeeding, shall we say, with Iris saying that she'd rather stay with the werewolves. As Iris heads back into the cave, moving away from the 3 of you, you watch as Zuleika wanders back over towards you, rubbing her temples. Yes, I am sorry about that. I don't know what to tell you. She wants to stay with us for the time being, and we are happy to have her here.
Look, you've sounded fairly impartial so far, and share the other perspective. So, like, I don't really blame you. What do you guys think?
You can't save everyone. She's made her choice.
Agree with Axel.
We'll let Zach and Ethan know, because I think she was happy with them knowing, and look, how that plays out is how it plays out.
Yeah. Well,
okay, so
anything changes, we can make sure that she gets back to her family safely if she changes her mind. That is not a problem. We are not that far from the town of Vallaki. We can get her there if we need to.
Okay, sure, that's good. Another thing, so the next couple of days there could be a lot of conflict going on, and look, more bodies to fight would be very helpful. How would you feel about helping take down Sergei or anyone else major in this land? You know who I'm talking about.
I've already spoken with Emil about this. He's actually out with some of the pack now, training them. We are getting ready to launch an assault on the Amber Temple. As agreed, you just give us the words and we will be there. Emil and I will be leading a pack of wolves.
Okay. All right, well, the signal...
Does that include...
If we don't give you a...
Did Jonor just recruit a child for war? Straight to child soldiers.
Be quiet, Harrison.
Tom's like, don't give the DM ideas, don't give the DM ideas. Just sitting here like, that's a good idea.
All right, well... If we don't have contact with you beforehand, just wait for the overhead shutter outside the Amber Temple. I'm sure we'll be in contact, but that's a sure sign as well.
Just so you know, while you've been away, we noticed activity around our old den. One of our scouts observed 2 figures flying down, moving through the den. I imagine they are working for one or the other. My money would be on Count.
Sure. So, when you say old den, do you mean the one that has just been vacated?
The
Or
one
you
that we
mean-
vacated, yes, where we launched the
Well,
attack.
we better hurry.
yes.
We better hurry because we need to get there as well.
What do you need from the den? You said you were looking for a book.
No,
There's-
they have book here already.
We
We
brought
have a book
everything.
already.
We brought everything with us. We did a full evacuation of the den.
We checked first then.
Yeah, if you're looking for a book, one of these crates here, this one. She leads you just inside the entrance to the den, opens up one of the crates that have been transported. Inside, you can see a number of tomes and volumes, some in various states of preservation, some in various states of ruin. A few moths fly out from inside the crate as she pulls the lid free. If there's anything there of interest, please feel free to take it. This is all stuff that's been recovered from outlanders or from prey.
How big is this crate? If this is all like significant books, things detailing history, Jonor would be interested in all of it. How big is this crate?
It's about 120 centimeters by 120 centimeters, so like 1.2 meters by 1.2 meters squared. So
That's a pretty big.
It's big.
It's decent.
Big box.
yeah, and it's not
Wide
stacked
enough.
to the top with books. I should preface that. There are a number of books in there. It looks like maybe 30 to 40 tomes, diaries, scraps of paper, along with rolled up fabric, a few goblets, some just random shit that's kind of been thrown in to kind of buffer the books.
Okay, well, I reach around to the back of my cloak and pull out the
Okay.
bag of holding. All right, so do you guys mind if you guys don't want these ones and this is wait for you, I might just sort of keep these ones. Is that okay?
The books.
Are you gonna,
Yeah, all these books.
You're going to take all of them. We need some things to read when it is boring.
That's true. Sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself there. All right, we'll just find this one tome and start there.
Okay.
Next
gives
thing
you
is
a
gonna have
nod.
a nap.
Bit of a side eye and then wanders off.
All right, I look through for
You
A book
know
of
what you're
significance.
looking for, Jonor?
No, I don't. The Madame Ova only shared that it was something that would help us in our upcoming battle with the Count. So I would presume something which could, be dangerous to vampires or, imbue weapons with light. That's my thoughts.
Would that I don't know how this works. Is it a type of thing that would have magic in it, or just words about magic?
Yeah.
Could be both. That's a good point. Maybe I'll just spin up some detection of magic. I'm going to take 10 minutes to ritual cast detect magic.
Oh,
100%.
Blood is bored.
Yes. While this is happening, I think
Yes.
Blood and Axel just sharpen weapons, chat, spar, practice forms.
Blood would like to just idly reach into the crate and just pick out any book, and just start idly flicking through it.
Can you roll me a D100, please?
Fuck yeah.
Anyone who's just reaching in and grabbing random shit from the crate, random books, roll me a D100.
Yeah.
I think
So
I
he's
would
doing-
say. Sorry, you go.
No, I was gonna say he'd be doing all the other things that you said as well. Just sharpening weapons and sparring and whatever.
I think I was just going to say to Jonor, if you find anything in there that's going to help either of us keep you alive, we'd welcome that. If it's knowledge, I don't want it.
I'd welcome that as well, keeping me alive. Thank you. And all of us alive, for that fact.
Whatever gets us out of here.
Yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
49. As you reach in, you pull out a rather small leather-bound, almost like a diary or pocketbook, much smaller. than the other books around it. And as you flick through, you can see the parchment inside is faded and yellowed. It's rough, not a fine, well-made paper. This is some sort of like, very, very cheap, very easily thrown together. Maybe something like from like a papyrus or something like that. Really simply made, very like rough.
Okay.
And as you begin sort of flipping through, you can see that this is some sort of ledger. On the left-hand side, there are lines that have been ruled with numbers, and the right-hand side, a series of notes. What languages do you speak, Blood? Specifically, do you speak Gnomish?
No.
Okay.
Would I recognize that if he's flicking around?
If as Blood's kind of flicking through this paper, Blood, there's a lot of words, a lot of numbers. There's a few places where you can see like stuff's being crossed out with a very fine, professional, ruled line. Others have little there's a frowny face that's drawn next to one number that seems to have a lot of zeros after it. You don't know what's going on there. And as you then sort of flip through this, Axel, who's kind of looking through, seeing if there's anything else interesting in there. A few goblets, Axel, as you pick them up, you realize they're not silver. Obviously, the werewolves wouldn't have brought them if they were. They're just pewter goblets, not worth a lot. As you sort of happen to glance over and see Blood flicking through this book, you see this. It's a ledger, a merchant's ledger. It looks like it's been written in Gnomish. There's a number of items here, ranging from very, very low value, some sacks of grain, cups, plates, linen, scraps of fabric, to quite high value items as well, gemstones. It looks to be quite old. There's no specific dates that you recognize as having any sort of significance as far as you're aware, but as you see this ledger, it looks like someone was keeping some sort of mercantile logbook written in Gnomish.
That's Gnomish. Do you want me to read you about some...
Oh, yeah. Blood having hard time understanding.
Yeah, you shouldn't read this. This is a Gnomish script. We kind of keep it to ourselves, and I would just flick through it, read 2 or 3 random things, and then I would specifically look for the highest number in there. Look for the high value items once I realized that it's guess a ledger.
The high value item, the one that has a little frowny face next to it as you flick through, isn't for any physical good. It's actually a favor. For transport of, it says for transport of, and then in quotation marks, powder, services, risk, jail time, comma, services, risk, comma, jail time.
What's that?
It doesn't make sense. It seems to say it's like flower delivery service, but then it says it's really dangerous.
Oh.
Risk.
You have powder? Where you from, like this? You are Gnome, yes?
You know of drugs, Axel. You know drugs exist.
Yeah. No, I was trying to think of the specific context. I was thinking black powder, baked goods,
you don't want to
and then
snort
drugs.
That's not good.
What?
That'll burn if you snort that.
Flour.
Snort black powder.
Black powder.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that I get.
Owen, just cut that out. That clearly didn't land. Just cut that.
No, we're leaving it in, mate.
Cut that?
No.
Cut that?
I don't edit my shit. I'm not editing yours either.
Owen, just cut that.
No. Sorry, mate. It's a shame.
Yeah. I guess I would just be like, oh, they're doing. I think this is drug curing, and I flip to look at the front page to see if it has a name.
No name written on the front. But as you, with that kind of knowledge, as you flick through, a number of the other entries in this ledger are also very suspicious. Who is spending 150 gold on 3 bags of sugar? And as you go through, you start to notice more and more discrepancies, and it becomes very clear very quickly that a number of the entries in here are coded for drugs. There's a gnome selling drugs, and he ended up in Barovia, most likely. This is his ledger.
I put it back on Blood's chest, and I say, "Doesn't make sense. It looks like I think it's a coded message, but no one's paying that much for any of that stuff. That's crazy."
Oh,
I think it's crime. I think it's
crime.
As you put the book on Blood's chest and let go, you watch as the back cover, which you hadn't looked at previously, opens up, and the back of the book's been slightly hollowed out. You watch as a very small leather pouch, like a little tea bag holder, drops out of the back and lands on the ground in front of you, Axel.
I just look at Blood and then look down at the item between us.
Oh.
And I said, drugs.
You just look at him and go,
And just
drugs.
look around.
Just really
like,
quietly. just kind of like, drugs.
drugs. And just sit down at the bag.
Oh, buddy.
Blood just like bends down, looks up at Axel, looks down at the bag, looks up at Axel, and just grabs
Looks
the
still
bag.
down at Axel.
Yeah, no, I'm just like.
Blood, if you'd like to add to your inventory, small pouch of drugs. We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Cool.
Jonor, could you please roll me a investigation check with advantage, please? With your detect magic up. While these two start fucking about, pulling out clearly drugs from a drug logbook. Start dicking about. 16 and 13. As you look through, there are no enchanted items that immediately start glowing to your detect magic eyes. As you cast your gaze across, there is no obviously magical items here. As you begin flicking through the books inside, you come across one that immediately stands out. The cover that it is wrapped in is loose fitting and falls apart as you pull it free, revealing that it is this very loose, very badly waxed paper that has crumbled to make it look like a far more inferior book. You're not really sure what, but underneath, the leather tome is bound in metal and is very well made. There is no name or writing on the front, but a crest, a shield with ravens positioned on the left and right hand side, a sword through the middle, and what looks like a chalice underneath. You've seen this symbol before, above the walls of Castle Ravenloft.
Guys, I think we could be onto something here. Let's just give this one a little bit of a look, being very careful with it. I give it a read, or get the gist of.
There's the picture of it in chat. Please enjoy. As you pull open the tome, you immediately realize that this book, this is a diary, an account of events leading up to the fall of Barovia, the binding of the demiplane. This is penned in a nice flowing script, elegant at the beginning, and gradually becoming more and more frantic, unhinged towards the end. But the first page reads, and I will do the voice because you know who it is. The first page reads, "I am the ancient, I am the land. My beginnings are lost in the darkness of the past. I was the warrior. I was good and just. I thundered across the land like the wrath of a just god. But the war years and the killings wore down my soul as the wind wears stone into sand." This goes on for pages and pages. This is Strahd's journal.
Wild. God.
Blood is like watching you like intently, and he's kind of, and Blood's like, check back for drugs.
As you pull it open, you watch as a small bag falls out the back of the book. No.
Oh, damn.
I wish. That'd be very funny.
That'd be funny.
Here you go. I'll give you the first. I'll give you the first page. There you go. Wait, I'll give it to you in a form you can read later. We can go through it if you like.
For sure.
I'm also happy as if you'd like as a little bonus, I can read through all of this and chuck it up on YouTube just as like a 1 minute video of like a whole thing, and you can listen to it in your own time,
that'd be cool.
rather than doing
That's
it during
very
the session.
cool.
For those who want to read it, they can.
That'd be very cool, actually. In a rated.
I will do that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, dear God, cursive. Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Do it with
Yeah.
the page and then the writing coming up, and do it like a proper Aasimar style reading of it.
We'll
That kind
have
of-
the journal like move like slowly across the screen as you're talking. Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Pages
Yeah,
turn
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
Man, this is
Nice.
a lot of like I don't know if I can animate that well, but I can definitely have a thing move from the bottom to the top of the screen. That's very much within my wheelhouse. I can do that. I'm very capable of that. Page turning, I don't know. We'll talk about that. I'll get back to you on that.
Just add it in though. Just hit the page turn button. Have you tried that?
Mm.
Is that a button?
Pretty simple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
just tell me that.
Guys, this is some serious stuff. Come over, read it, and I recite the intentionally not saying his name. I recite the first like paragraph and a half and the general gist of it to them.
So who's this guy?
This is.
Don't say his name.
Other one.
This is the count, the one in the castle.
Mm-hmm.
You had dinner with him?
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
We're basically here because he wanted us to, bring the werewolves under alignment.
So what does this
Okay,
mean?
well-
What's this saying? He's
We have a possible angle. Seeing how he thinks and feels relates to what his possible contract could be, and so we might have another play here. I think we'll take this back and discuss with everyone.
He has contract?
So, I would have shared it when we were all back at the Abbey, the information about the contract.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So,
Okay. Is
So-
there anything in diary that tells how to hurt and or kill him?
that's a good question, Owen. Any alluding to contract?
This is a book full of his writing. If you want to sit down and spend some time flicking through this, you are more than welcome to. It is not just that page. There is a lot in here.
Yeah. I'll do that once we get back.
Cool. Easy.
Oh, okay.
I will say though, do you want to quickly do what I'd call like a quick speed read? Jonor is a very academic-minded individual. Do you want to sort of just do a flick and see if anything jumps out at you in this quick moment here before you
absolutely.
take off? Okay. Can you roll for me then another investigation check? Let's see if you get anything. Oh, and you've got Detect Magic up, don't you? Okay. 18.
Yes.
Okay. Jonor, as you begin flicking through the pages very quickly, you watch as one of the pages towards the back shifts and blurs, and you see that there is currently illusion magic changing the way this page appears.
Wild. Does this seem to be externally sourced or imbued into the book?
Imbued into the book. In fact, you've got Detect Magic up. You can trace this to that silver crest, this metallic crest on the front of the book. That is the source of this magic. It is enchanted on this.
All right, the page prior, is that current date or back in the day?
It's hard to say. As you're sort of flicking through, you can see that a lot of this was written a long time ago. None of this is current. It looks like this book the last time Strahd wrote in this was many, 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 many years ago. And I mean, it's with the werewolves. Clearly, it's not been with him for a while. As you go to the sort of last few pages, it looks like it discusses the first few years of his time as a vampire after the death of Tatiana, but really nothing much else. Like mostly talks about his struggles to get the villagers in sway, taking control of the various aspects of the land, knowing that Sergei's still out there, and then it kind of trails off and doesn't go much. It looks like he just stopped writing in it one day.
For sure.
Lost interest. But there is another thing that jumps out at you. As you're flicking through, right at the very beginning, the book talks about Strahd's arrival in Barovia, fighting through hordes of enemies. At this point, it's hard to make out who the enemies are. Monsters or people. The way he describes them is very fascist. They are disgusting, brutal creatures who we must wipe out. It's really it's hard to know whether he's talking about people or not. But one thing does stand out to you. He sends a message to his family, to his brother Sergei, to his parents, and to his sister Katerina, who is traveling with a group of gypsies. You have never heard of Strahd having a sister before now.
Well, I think we suspect this could be... does this sound like... I look around left and right. Madam Ava to you too? If she's traveling with gypsies, that is resembling of the blanking on Avistani. Sounds like the Vistani, she would travel with them. That could be a bit of a parallel.
Jonor, you think you're onto something. As you flick through a few more pages, it talks about Katerina warning Strahd of a foretelling that she had seen in the cards. A dark doom if he continues on his current path.
She did. I remember when this topic came up about, this man's soul, there was Killian shared there was a strike of pain, that grimace came over her face when she brought up that topic. So this kind of lines up.
Blood does not know Madam Ava, but Killian has spoke about Madam Ava before. She seems wise, knows much about Barovia, about the lands. It could be, maybe, related to him.
I've got a question.
Yeah, go on.
If this is the sister of those other two, then is she also playing a game from the top? Does she know?
Oh.
Is she a friend? Jonor, you have spent time with her, or is she just another puppet master?
Killian, I didn't really notice this at the time, but Killian had a bit of skepticism and was pointed out that she was quite leading with the sort of things she wanted me to do. So, look, third power being could be a thing. Why is she immortal too? Like other family members have died. Why would this one survive?
It's too much for us. We take back to group. Yes?
Absolutely. Yep.
Perfect. Alrighty. As you make your way back towards Victor, who's currently outside, I will do a quick clarification. So in the module of Curse of Strahd, this is all true to the module, Madame Ava being Katerina. We did also have an NPC summoned, Katerina. So we have two Katerinas, which does make things a little bit more fun. So one of the NPCs who was summoned was a woman who was Strahd's next bride to be, who the party knew before she was turned, and then since she's been turned. So which means that Strahd has married someone with the same name as his sister.
I love that so much.
Wow.
It's about right for Strahd.
It checks out.
He's a pretty controlling piece of shit. It's about right. I just want to make sure that, Tabs, I know you're NPC. You had no idea about this. I knew the second you said Katerina, which is why you might have noticed I had a bit of a laugh at that point, and I didn't say anything else. Yeah. So,
as a complete aside,
yes,
on that marrying someone with the same name as your
Yeah.
sibling.
Go on.
I have a
Oh,
friend
boy. Okay.
who's dating someone with the same
Same
name as her
mother.
brother,
Oh no.
and
Oh,
her boyfriend's sister's name is her name as well.
Oh no. Nah, I don't care how right you guys are. It's time to bail. it's not worth it. How many people live in Brisbane
nuts is
alone?
that?
It's like 2.6 million or something. There's enough people. You can find someone else. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, Has, just between you and me, do you think they'll make it?
probably. Yeah.
There you
it's
go.
a shame.
It's a shame.
Do you want in? Like,
Do you want in?
Let's get my options open.
I'm gonna have to tell Cass that you guys are getting married soon. That's I'm gonna want to hear
She's
that.
out of the country at the minute. You know how it goes.
Oh, if only there was a way that I could reach her. Oh well. Never mind then. Give up then. No way I can reach that. Yikes. You've heard of people dating someone with the same name as them. What? People dating someone with the same name?
that's
That's
twice as
fucking
much.
Freudian. That's weird. Narcissist, baby.
Well, that's Taylor Lautner, right?
yeah. that's
Oh
weird.
yeah. I stand by narcissism.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
weird.
that sounds strange.
That's weird.
That's why you don't go
no,
for
he's-
gender ambiguous names.
Well, I'm not worried about that, but also just don't date someone with the same name as you. I think is the easier lesson from that.
I'm calling it that. That's the problem here.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
As who are you talking to about that right now?
Yeah, I wonder if there's some message for
how
someone.
are you avoid- No, yeah. No, there's no one being called out in particular. I wouldn't read too much into it.
Awesome. So let's jump back in. As the three of you get back to Victor, Victor transports you back to the Abbey. No dramas. You've got the teleportation circle there. You can get back pretty easily. Theo and Tithla, you were making your way back from Vallaki. Was there anything else you wanted to do in Vallaki before you begin to make your way back to the Abbey? Yes, no, maybe. No.
Oh, right. Or a minute.
I mean, Tithla and Theo does include you, unfortunately for you. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, yeah. I've teed up getting Ismark and Gunther to find more supplies.
Cool.
Outsource some mental health treatment to the local parish.
And then made Tithla watch you walk away again.
I'm allowed to leave your line of sight. Like, how clingy is this?
Yeah, it's pretty weird, man. This is getting really weird.
But yeah, no. So yeah, I just go back and collect Tithla and hello, Tithla. I'm back.
Yeah, hi. I just got to finish cleaning up this mess.
I was just going. What mess?
It's just all these shavings that are on the ground. I'm just sweeping them up, out of the way. Move.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry to be in your way.
That's okay. You can go. Okay, where are we going?
We're going back to the Abbey.
We ready? You got everything you need? Got enough?
Yes, so we got the oil. You found the oils in the rectory.
Yeah, I found them, and then you left, and now we're back now.
Well, I had to go talk to Ismark.
Oh, what do you have to say?
What did Ismark have to say, or what did I have to say to Ismark?
Did you have? I guessed that wrong. That's on me. I'm sorry. We should go.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm great.
Father Petrovich, a word, please. I just take the priest off to the side. Like, how is she? She seems less sad, but more combative.
I'm not quite sure. We were partway through conversing, and it does seem she's in a bit of a anxious kind of state at the moment. I think it's now manifesting as a defensiveness. Maybe just be gentle and give her some space.
I will try that. Truthfully, between the time I spent in the Feywilds and then the time I spent patrolling a forest mostly by myself, it is the exact nuances of how to help someone with this kind of state are not part of the usual healing I can provide.
I must admit, mostly what I've learned is just from being a friendly face and a gentle word, and a receptive ear and open ear to the people of Barovia.
Can I come over yet?
Yes, Tithla, come on over.
Yes, no, of course.
I was just saying that I was just saying that I hope that our conversation has helped you feel a little bit better. I'm not professionally trained in any of this. I just like to have a chat.
Thanks, Dad, but I'm sorry, we're in a hurry. We need to go back. We need to save the kids.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Whatever it is you're doing.
We should hopefully be back sometime soon. Until then, farewell, and I hope all remains well here in Vallaki. We are right now based out of the Abbey in Kresk. If you need us, if anything is going wrong, if the town feels threatened or in danger, contact us there. I can get at least myself and one other here in a few hours. With some help, we might be able to get all of us here even faster. Who knows?
Oh, very, very, very good. Yes, well, Ismark was saying there's some festival coming up in 2 days' time. I hope you'll be in attendance.
Yes, sir. We fully plan to be. I organized the one.
In a hurry. We need to go.
Yes, of course. Sorry, Tithla. Farewell to both of you. May St. Andrew's blessing be with you.
Would you like a quick game of Monopoly?
I was wondering if you wanted to play some Gwent.
I'm gonna get started. You catch up.
All right. I get. All right. Then farewell. Tithla, shall we go outside? I'll fly us home.
Okay. And she goes to leave with you, and then she stops and turns around and runs back and gives Dad a hug and says,
yes.
I'll see you again soon. Thanks.
Good. Yes,
Thanks for the help.
Looking forward to seeing you again soon, Tithla. I hope our chat has helped.
Yes, and it's okay.
It is. Yes, very good.
Okay, we're gonna go. Bye.
Bye. As you rush on over, Theo transforms. You take off. Many people in the town point at you as this giant fucking eagle takes off from the town square with a tiny goblin clutched between its claws and disappears. You see behind you Father Petrovich, Lucian go, "Oh, no, it's fine. No, it's fine, everybody." So people start panicking, pointing up the giant, enormous flying creature with apparently clutching a child in its claws as it takes off. You hear from below you cries of like, "It's stolen a child!" He's like, No, it hasn't. No, it's fine.
Just a goblin. It's just a goblin.
No, fear not, it is simply a green skin. We care not for their kind. It'll be fine. It's just feeding its babies. No, obviously it's not.
It's a circle of life.
It's a circle of life.
Made a purchase.
Yeah. That's it.
They called it a scholarship.
That's it. Yeah. I bought that goblin fair and square. As you take to the skies and begin making your way back towards the Abbey, Killian, as you and Luther head towards the front gates and towards the main road, you can see down the road heading towards the south, the pathway leading towards the bridge. That stretch of road for you holds a lot of bad memories, Killian. As you sort of look down at the shadows closing in around the trees, closing in, you remember that vice-like grip around your neck, lifting you up into the sky, turning your head with a single finger to expose your neck before those fangs dug in deep the flesh of your neck. You kind of shiver unintentionally. You turn towards Luther. As Luther looks at you, "Well, what's wrong?" You see those same canine teeth glinting in the darkness as you see Luther standing next to you, just like nodding and smiling encouragingly at you.
You'd think after all the things that we've been through, travelling through this place, that I might learn my lesson from certain interactions with individuals, but no, that I haven't.
You know, it's funny. I once had someone tell me that people never change, but that's absolutely not true. People change all the time. Sometimes you're just not aware of it. I mean, look at me. I've changed quite a bit, and I thought I was done. I thought I was who I was, locked in for all eternity when I was brought back. Yet I've changed since I've been here. It's been a journey. I don't know if I've learned from my mistakes. I seem to keep making them, and the ones I do learn from, I seem to make new ones, but I guess the question is, are you doing what you think is right?
I'd hope so.
Me too. Me too. It's all we can do, really. Try and do what we think is right. Do what we think will be helpful to those around us. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I didn't really give two shits about a lot of people for a long time. But I found myself caring about the
Anybody in
people here.
particular?
Oh, no. I mean, Jonor always seemed a good sort. Theo's useful in a fight. Tithla's, I don't know, kind of funny, actually. I found her very entertaining. Always cheered me up when I was feeling down. And Grinna, man, would have loved to have Grinna back-to-back in any fight where I was in. Mainly because everyone would attack him and give me time to run to a safe distance and pull forth my fire hand. But, yeah. But I mean more the people of this land, the ones I don't know the names of, who I haven't fought beside. I'm finding myself caring for them more and more. I don't know. Maybe it's some of you lot wearing off on me, or I don't know. Maybe the abbot, this new Deva form he's in, he cares a lot more. Seems much more grounded. Maybe that's been, I don't know, maybe that's been kind of weighing on me a bit as well. This thing we're looking out for, you said it was werewolves pulling a cart of dead children?
Yes, I didn't want to say that to Sergeant Gavel, though, because just in case that would ensure that they probably attack them at that point.
Yeah,
they were injured. That way, when they turn up dead,
yeah,
we could be like, "Oh no, they died."
Yeah, pretty sure that's them down the road, just coming across the bridge. My eyesight's quite good in the dark, and what I'm looking at here is a wagon pulled by two very large wolves with a lot of very stationary bodies in the back. I'm guessing that's what you're looking for?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
definitely 100%.
It looks like they're making their way down the main road. If you want to head out and introduce yourself, I can hang back. And maybe if something's wrong, I can loose a few pot shots. What do you reckon?
Sounds good, but we should come up with a signal so that I can give you ample time to make yourself known, if it is okay, just so they don't lunge at you when you do just appear, because you have a habit of just doing that.
Yeah. I don't know. Why don't you hoot twice like a barn owl, once like a screech owl, and I'll emerge from the bushes. Or unless you just want, do you want to just say?
I just stick my thumb in the air because you have really good eyesight.
That's very true. That works better, and it's probably less conspicuous. All right, I'm gonna climb a tree. I'll see you in a moment. And he just walks up to a tree and then walks horizontally up the side of the tree, disappearing into the foliage above.
I'll never get used to that.
You hear the sound of a gun being cocked, and as you look up, a little glint of metal. As you see Luther loading up his two pistols.
I just think to myself, if I heard that, they 100% heard that.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to walk.
A moment later, looking down the road, you can see exactly as Luther described what looks like a cart. Probably once, as you're looking at it, it does look vaguely familiar. It looks like it was one of the carts that was inside the werewolf den that they used to transport the items up towards the mountain. It's an old horse-drawn cart. The roof is gone, has been rotted away or removed at some point in the past. It's really just an open flatbed like chassis, basically, with a very loose canvas pulled over the top of it to hide the contents from view. But it is being pulled by two enormous dire wolf-sized wolves. And as they begin to get closer, you watch as they slow down, one of them kind of sniffing the air as it looks at you, cocking its head, and then shrugging off the leather strappings around its torso. And as it slowly transforms, you see it takes on a humanoid form. You vaguely recognize the person, a young man who you saw around the werewolf den, not one of Kirill's loyalists, one of the werewolves that was in the back of the den, that was kind of involved in that pylon that you were having a bit of trouble with at the staircase. And as he kind of looks at you, watches, he gives you a very kind of sheepish wave. It's like, hi.
Hello. I thought I'd come and meet you and make sure that you were able to get up to the Abbey without any issues.
It's all okay. There's nothing that we need to be concerned about.
No, as long as you both appear and look towards the other wolf in human form, should be all good. You might see a couple of townsfolk making their way up there. We've told the people of Crest to make their way either up to the Abbey or towards Vallaki, so...
Right. So we've got to push this in human form up the side of that mountain.
Well, just wait until... I'll give you a hand, and just until we get part of the way up where you're out of sight, and then transform again.
Okay. Fine.
Just don't want to risk getting attacked, that's all.
No, that is probably wise. We've been instructed not to engage with the locals.
Let's go then.
Fine. Gabrielle, as he looks towards the other wolf, you watch as the wolf kind of sits, makes a little bit of a whining sound. He shakes his head. You watch slowly transforms into a youngish woman. Again, roughly mid-20s. You watch as she kind of looks around, bit of disgust on her face as she then picks up the front of the wagon, begins pulling it as this other male werewolf jumps behind and helps. As they begin pulling the wagon, he looks towards you and goes, "Are you going to help or what?"
Yes, I said I was going to help. I'm just seeing if I have any magical abilities that might help this situation.
Well, don't let us hold you up.
All of us.
Take all the time you need,
I will take all
I'm
the
sure
time I
there's
need.
not 4 other people sitting here waiting for their chance to engage in some exciting roleplay experience to
You
enjoy.
bunch of funker wankers.
Yeah, that's
Look, I tell you
it's
what.
not quite good.
I tell you
This is
what,
a bit different, but yeah, I like it.
It's
There's somebody-
close.
there is somebody that we should go talk to. There's a sergeant in the town that we should go talk to. I think it would be an interesting
Why should we
conversation.
talk to Sergeant?
The wankers.
He sounds
How
like a
heavy is the
wank.
cart?
Fairly heavy.
Would you say it weighs more than, I think it's 500 pound? 500 pound?
I need metric. What's that? Let me have a look. 500 lbs to kg. 220 kilos. It'd be about that because it's not so much the contents of the wagon is heavy. It's that the axle, the wheels, the body itself is all wood. Probably yes, ash. Oh, ha! I see what you did there. It probably is about. Yeah, probably is about that. I'm gonna rule it's just under because there's no roof. It's just the outside of it. I'm gonna rule it's just under.
To help speed things along, I'm gonna
Yes.
pull the bandor out and I'm going to use a charge to cast levitate on the cart. Make
Nice.
it easier.
As the cart levitates, you watch as both of them kind of stumble forwards, looking back. Ah, well,
I'm helping.
Yes, no, this is very helpful. Thank you.
That's all right.
And then you watch as he
And then
gets
I'll
to the
stick my
back and
thumb
just
up
starts pushing it.
into the distance.
You watch as the two werewolves kind of look at you curiously and then spin around as Luther just starts walking down the side of the tree, tucking his pistols away. Good. Well, that was quick and easy. Well, shall we make our way back up to the Abbey? Aha, Luther. Nice to meet you. He gives them both a little
Oh yeah,
tip of his
my
hat.
friend Luther. Ignore the appearance. He's got nothing to do with any things here. Yeah, let's make our way up. That seems that's a good use of our time. We don't need to dive into that any further.
Perfect. With that, the two of you begin to make your way up the side of the mountain with the werewolves in tow. There are a number of people from Krez getting ready to depart. They are not ready to leave yet, though. As you guys go on ahead, you can see Sergeant Gavel is in the front of the town helping people pack up their wagons, get things ready as they start to take everything from their homes. There's a very frank discussion beginning to fall apart into a bit of a fracas. Some people completely unwilling to leave. A lot of discussion about where to go and a lot of disagreement over whether to go to Vallaki or up to the Abbey. You can see Sergeant Gavel's doing his best to kind of keep the crowd calm and keep everything organized, but it's a lot of people here don't want to leave their homes, and those that do can't choose where they want to go just yet. There's a lot of disagreement. So as you kind of make your way past, looks like if there are going to be people on their way up the mountain, they're not going to be coming up today. It's going to be coming up the next morning. Most
That's
likely.
fine. When I get up there, I'll let the abbot know.
Cool. I'm going to do a little time skip. By this point, as you make your way up, all of you reconvene. Now, Jonor, Axel, and Blood would have a bit of extra downtime to spend at the Abbey, more than Theo and Killian for sure, and Tithla. Is there anything else the three of you would want to do in the Abbey, or just Jonor take a bit of time to study the book? Anything else
Study
you guys
the
would be
book.
doing? Yeah.
long rest, maybe? A little nap?
You could take a rest if you wanted.
They're probably more of the same. Yeah, Blood would probably just be sharpening weapons and helping with the restoration of the abbey as well.
So Blood and Axel, you had overheard that there was a weapons cache underneath the abbey. If both of you go looking for that, I'm going to be very nice DM here. If both of you go looking for that,
very true.
I'll thank you obscenities for the advantage. Sorry, I hadn't acknowledged that. I have been granted advantage by obscenities. I will spend that. Don't worry. I'll save it for when I need it. As you heard that there was a weapons cache underneath the abbey, as you talked to Otto, the mongrel folk you'd spoken to earlier with kind of donkey and wolven parts, he leads you down a set of stairs to what looks like almost like a storm shelter built into the side of the abbey to this basement underneath. And as you head down and start going through, there are a multitude of very old, very rusted, very uncared for weaponry hidden below the abbey. A lot of it is in good use, a lot of it is not. If you take some time and go through it, you can... Do you want to roll me a perception or investigation check, each of you? And we'll see what kind of stuff you find while you're down there. How about that?
Okay, I will roll a perception check. Maybe?
That's
Maybe.
21 for perception.
21's all right. 21 is very all right.
It's not bad. 23.
23. Okay, shit. Okay. As you go through the items in the section underneath the abbey, you come across a weapon rack attached to a stone wall. Unlike the others, it's not freestanding, it's actually attached to the stonework itself. And there are scrape marks around the edge of it, along the feet, which don't make any sense. It's physically nailed into the wall itself. It's bolted to the the stone wall. And as you examine these scrape marks, Axel, you feel this breath move across your hands, wind or air moving through a crack underneath the stonework. As the two of you work together and pull this false door aside, you see a hidden cache underneath the area with a number of items in place surrounding a stone sarcophagus. It looks like a woman etched into the surface, the same figure you've seen in relief all over the abbey, this Saint Markovia, whoever she is. This looks like her resting place, hidden underneath the abbey, and you can see there are a number of items hidden around. Most of them look to be halberds, pikes, some shields, nothing that really grabs your attention too much. But the sarcophagus itself does. In the on the relief of the sarcophagus, on this massive stone lid, you can see that this Saint Markovia wields this mace, beautiful and intricate, carved in exquisite detail on the surface of the stone, and you can see she's clutching it in her hands. But there's no mace inside this room. Perhaps it's been buried with her.
What do we do, Axel?
Well, I think we need to see if the abbot knows this is here. This is, if this is a fallen champion, then maybe there's something here of significance that we need in the fight to come, but it is not ours to take. It is not. You are no grave robber, and either am I. So
No.
I think we should go in. Let's close this carefully and then go get the abbot.
Let the others know too.
After a certain amount of time, it's not grave robbing, it's archaeology. You're doing science now. Get into it.
Okay, Indiana. Let's go.
British Museum.
Oh
so
no,
I
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, there we go. I think we go up.
It's because they can't
look at
take
the
care
abbot.
of it. It needs to be looked after by responsible. Fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah, so like immediately go and find the abbot and stress that there is something important to show beneath the abbey that we're not sure if has been seen or opened. I'm guessing that the when we opened the false door, that didn't look like it had been recently opened.
No.
Cobwebs and stuff.
Cobwebs, dust.
Cool.
This has been long forgotten. But it's interesting that because this area is kind of sealed off from the damp, most of the weapons in here are completely untouched by rust and wear. They've clearly been well used and well preserved inside this tomb. So as you bring like 6 halberds, a couple of great axes, some hand axes, a few long swords, this looks like it was the weapons of her retinue. Paladins, clerics of the Dawn, who served Lythander, god of the sun. As you can see emblazoned the symbol of the sun on each one of these weapons. As you bring them up, hand them over to Otto, talk to what you found. I'll keep it moving quickly. You go and track down the abbot. You've got time. He comes down to the crypt with you. As you show him this area, you watch as he kind of nods. Ah, yes, I remember this place. It has been some time since I was last down here. I had completely forgotten that St. Markovia's tomb was kept beneath here. What is it that you wanted to know?
Looks like he has weapon, mace, something. Not anywhere else in room, so I think maybe...
Yeah. I know of what you speak. It is not... the mace that is there was destroyed when she marched upon a great host, but there will be something in there. Here. Let us lift the lid. This is not desecration. This is what she would have wanted. She was a champion of the light against the dark forces. She was buried with something. It is up to you whether you think it is appropriate to be wielded as a weapon.
Okay. I help lift. Blood help.
Me too. Well, the two of us can lift it.
Yeah. As you push aside, with the abbot's help, push aside the lid of the sarcophagus and place it down, you can see bones wrapped in layers of white silk resting on a pillowed surface. Clearly very well prepared, very well looked after. There is no sign of the injury that killed her. You can't see any massive breaks or shattering of the bones, no obvious signs of what caused her death. But you can see clutched in her hands are the sections of the mace, the head and the haft, split and broken, still inside the sarcophagus. Yes, her weapon was destroyed, broken, when she fell in battle. It was buried with her, but I think we could use magic to repair this. You could take it with you if you wanted to wield her weapon, wield her light in this dark place.
You know much about mace? What are its properties?
It glows with a holy light, the light of the Dawn Lord, the Morning Lord, when attacking creatures of the night, undead and fiends. It was a blessed weapon, blessed with his radiance.
Then Blood think we take with us to use against creatures of the night, yes?
I think that is a fitting tribute. It is what she would have wanted, Saint Markovia. Just be sure to return it to her tomb. This was her weapon. It was gifted to her by the Morning Lord. It would be best if it is laid to rest with her once your task is done.
It shall be then. It will be rebuilt, and put back in the sarcophagus.
Perfect. As the abbot takes the mace up towards the surface, as he stands underneath the light, you watch as he begins performing a ritual. Perfect timing. This ritual takes a bit of time. As the rest of the crew arrive back, you watch as the abbot holds aloft the repaired mace. As he hands it over towards you, Blood and Axel, you can see that it is gold and white, with the top, the bladed part of the mace, resembling a crowning sun. This is a Mace of Disruption. When you hit a fiend or undead with this magic weapon, it takes an additional 2d6 radiant damage. If it has 25 hit points or fewer after taking the damage, it has to succeed on a DC 15 Wiz save or be destroyed.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Even if it passes, it has the frightened condition until the end of your next turn. It also sheds bright light for 20 feet, dim light for 20 feet. This is a Mace of Disruption.
I look at Axel. Axel, I don't think you should take this weapon. You are handy with it, yes?
Axel's extremely resistant to the idea of taking the mace, not only because he doesn't think he's the right champion for it, but he's just looking at it. He's like, surely there is a champion for this that is not him.
You think someone else should wield it? Maybe someone in the party?
I think we need to talk about this with the party and find
the
best master of this. We will
show to our new friends then when they arrive.
Yes, I think this is a formidable weapon that will serve us well, but I dare not touch it without thought.
Okay. It is significant.
It's like holy light shining out of it.
Yeah,
right? Like this is like the most
glowing
significant.
with like warm sunlight. Yeah, it reminds you a lot of Styx's sword when he summons that sun sword. Reminds you a lot of that.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just to be clear, Axel is fine with the grave robbing. It's
Yes.
just the pressure of carrying it. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Actually wielding it, he's like,
Yeah.
that's the line.
Axel's happy when the priest of the abbot does the grave robbing himself.
Yeah. Takes the pressure off.
Axel is all about, like, if it's for the sun, I guess it should be up on the surface and not in a dark tomb. But
yeah, that's what the English says.
He's resistant to grabbing something like that and claiming it as his right. It's very far from his motive, so he will have to think about who the best master of this weapon is for the time.
Sure.
As you all reconvene, having accomplished your various tasks, you watch as Blood carries this beautiful golden and white mace in his hands, just kind of like hefting it on one shoulder with your other club strapped to your back. Blood. It feels hefty. It's got an impressive weight to it that you weren't expecting. This thing is heavy to lift, and as you kind of do a few experimental swings, this is good. This is well made. But as you all reconvene, all gathering together in the courtyard of the abbey. Hand over to
Is that Axel's big mace thing? Why do you have it?
It's no one's yet.
Oh.
It belonged to Saint Markovia, lady. Where the name of the abbey?
Just gestures around the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's her mace.
What a crazy coincidence.
Yeah.
The place and the lake have the same name.
Yeah.
Like, who would have thought that was possible?
It is called the
crazy.
Abbey of Saint Markovia.
It's even more coincidental.
I know. Good no.
It's named that because this is where she was buried, as the abbot walks past and disappears.
So.
What was that? Sorry, I missed that.
Is this another one of those things that we need to have smelted down and added to Styx? Is it another part of Styx?
This isn't. I mean, look, I'm not going to. You don't know. Maybe. Could be. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think that.
All right. I will consume it.
You watch as Styx's skull like drops down as the lower jaw opens as he grabs the mace and starts like slowly inserting it into his core.
All right. I will take it all.
Yeah.
Raph's not here. I can make Styx say whatever I want.
There's no gag reflex. Let's add that to the list.
No. I can take the whole shaft. Don't worry.
Blinsky knew what he was doing.
I don't know.
Grandfather Blinsky knows his craft.
Does know. His craft.
Oh no.
Sergey helped. Sergey helped as well. No one sucks dick better than Sergey.
Whoa. Where'd that come from?
That's canon.
That was
That's canon now. DM said it. Sergey is the throat goat.
While you're gobbling that down, does that feel? Do you feel any sort of connection to it, like you have with the other shard pieces that we found?
No. I don't feel any connection to it like it was a part of my sword.
Well, then maybe spit it back out.
All right.
It's completely
Sorry,
bone
Raph.
dry, right?
What?
I think maybe if this is a weapon that we're looking to use within the party, I think one of our more close combat people would be better up using it. I mean, as funny as it would be to say to give it to Jonor, I think Axel.
Hey, I can take a hit. All right.
It's dealing a hit.
Yes.
This is your wielding it.
If your
I'll take a hit,
actual
though.
hand carries it, yes.
Yeah, give it to your rage hand.
You're
I think
underestimating.
the size of this weapon, it seems like it would fit perfectly with.
I agree, Grinner, when he gets back.
Grinner was more of a pick anything up and
Yeah,
sort of use it.
And what better is there, sort of anything, than something?
There was at one
Yeah,
point where he
actually-
threw one of us around. I can't remember which one of us it was.
Would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, so truthfully, I don't need the weapon. I'll be a bear when I'm fighting. I can't use a mace. I don't think Jonor could pick it up. So yeah, Blood or Axel, one of you two is probably the safer bet for wielding this.
I recently got a weapon, and maces aren't really my thing. So
It seems very picky, but okay.
It looks the Styx and mutters, why did nobody mention me?
You should bows, and it weighs
You weren't
twice as
listening.
much as you.
Tithla, you fight with mace?
I
You can
could
like-
take it.
I think
In
the
a
mace
fight?
would be more effective wielding you.
Yeah, it's a team effort, I guess. Whatever it takes.
Okay, can you pick up the mace?
Oh, well, if it's gonna wield me, I guess.
Can it pick up you?
Tithla runs and jumps at it feet first.
I guess Styx is still holding it. Yeah, as you like run and jump into
Yeah.
it. You know,
Jump feet first, trying to let it grab her feet.
yeah, I mean, you crash into the mace, which Styx kind of tries to pull out of the way, not knowing what you're doing. As you crash into it and then drop to the ground, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Why'd you pull it out
Crack
the
your head
way?
on the stone. You still make contact. It's just that Styx is sort of like tries to move back as you just throw yourself
Why'd
at
you
him
try
bodily.
and pull it out the way?
I didn't know what you were doing.
You know what? Never mind. Give it to one of the new guys.
All right.
Just holds it out towards Blood and Axel.
I look at Axel again.
Huh?
I reluctantly take it from Tithla, being very careful to take it from her, half expecting her to do something.
She's
As I-
distracted, notching the stick again. There's a small pile of shavings forming around her.
Axel, why do you seem so hesitant to take the weapon?
Just because of this, and I hold in my other hand my trident and say the command word, and it bursts into flames.
That's pretty cool. So you're saying you don't need the mace?
It seems like it will be effective in battle. it seems more powerful than what I have, but it's not what I know. It'll take me some time to consider how this will serve us in the days to come.
This is for undead. This is burning tridents for everything else, maybe? You know, every day versus the special meal?
I got to get the balances right, you know, swinging back and forth between them. So,
You think maybe blood carry for now?
I think that I would feel most comfortable if this was not on my person.
Okay. Blood carry then.
I don't know. I expect to, you know, see a holy sign if something. So, this is not my kind of thing. I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Following, but
Axel have superstition. He worry about things like that. Which
I mean,
maybe is right thing. You know, we are in Barovia, yes. Creepy thing happen all time. So maybe Axel is right to be superstitious.
I was going to say, it sounds like you've got a bit of an aversion to holy items.
Anything magic, I've just had bad experiences with powerful things.
You seem to have no problem with the trident, though.
I pulled that from a creature's mouth. I claimed that. I earned that when we fought that beast in the sea. I haven't earned this yet.
You could fight one of us for it if you wanted to. If that helps. I think Jonor is itching to hold it.
I think it would be hard.
That mace.
It would be hard to hide a smirk and a look at Jonor as this is said about fighting Jonor.
Make me an athletics check, Jonor, as you go and because I'm assuming, as you say, I can't swing it. Someone's going to give it to you just to see. Okay.
I'm holding both, and I feel like I would.
10. I mean, it's a mace. It's not like it requires finesse or special skills to wield. Which
with the insinuation.
Yeah.
The insinuation that Jonor cannot wield it means that he's going to pick it up and then try to do the little swing,
like the nunchucks.
Just to demonstrate that he in fact can.
Jonor, you get about a third of the way through, and the momentum on the head of this thing, it's a lot quicker and heavier than you thought it was. And as you kind of lose control, it slips out of your fingers and almost crushes Tithla. She's lands behind you.
Can I shield out, given the fact that we're so close, I can add protection to that and stick the shield in over the top of Tithla's head.
As it bounces off the shield, crashes into the ground. There's a little flare of light as it does so. You watch as a very small part of the stone gets a little smited.
I imagine Tithla doesn't even notice this, and it's just whittling away.
No, she doesn't. Yeah, absolutely.
You just hear a thunk, Tithla, as you look up. Axel's taking the shield away, and you're like, okay. Let's keep with it.
That was weird. Why would you put a shield up?
I squat down in
is
front.
worthy.
I squat down to get the mace as it's bounced down, and as I get down and pull the shield down, I look at Tithla and see the state.
It's really heavy.
Are you okay? Tithla?
Huh? What? What's up?
Are you here with us?
Well, obviously. You can save me. I'm right here. Any other questions?
Maybe you're invisible, Tithla. You should probably talk really loudly in his ear just to be sure.
Hello!
Oh!
Sorry, headphone users. I didn't realize that you'd also be punished for that. My bad. Sorry about that.
Really? You didn't realize that was the exact thing that was going to happen when you said that?
Oh, I'm lying. I knew what was going to happen. Just trying to
the poor gullible headphone users.
I'm one of them. I'm with you guys. I'm wearing headphones right now, and I deeply regret my decision. I thought I could get on the mute button quicker.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
I didn't have
bet
any
you
issues.
did. Yeah, mate. Look, your bone conduction must be fucked. It's grating.
What do you mean grating? That was very targeted.
Not the voice, just your voice, everything about you.
No. You know, when you put it like that, I sound just like my mother.
Oh, fucking hell. Is that going to be in the wedding speeches, Jacob?
100%, yeah.
Apologies, Cass. We're so sorry. Thank you for taking on this burden. Yeah, I reckon that'll be in mine. For sure. As you put the mace, Blood, you may add Mace of Disruption to your inventory if you're carrying it for Axel for the time being.
Yeah, I'll carry it for Axel for now.
Look, in the interest of sharing information that we have recently learned, I have two books to share. We've got something we picked up from the Werewolf Den. This is looking around. This appears to be a diary of the Count in the times prior to the fall of this place, and maybe some period of time afterwards. It's hard to exactly place it, but yeah, there's that.
Really
And
look at his name here in the Abbey. Strahd.
Is that actually the case? Hey.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the Abbey said it's all good.
I really don't remember that being said here.
Really?
But then
Yeah.
the Abbey is on the same land as when Grinner said he got taken. So
No, he left. He left.
He
and walked
left.
up the mountain.
But I thought the entire mountain was part of the Abbey.
The borders are really clearly delineated. The
okay.
the rock and stone is different completely. You can see where this like semicircle. It's basically, imagine like a sphere with the Abbey in the center, part of the land just teleported onto the side of this mountain. Like you can see the delineation.
I'm not crazy, right? It was established that it was.
It has been hypothesized. I don't believe it's been established.
I thought it was all right. Well, then I didn't say that. That was a Harrison thing, not a theory. Continue, Jonor. Apologies.
So, if it makes you feel any better, Strahd's name has been spoken inside the bounds of the Abbey multiple times across multiple sessions. So, like, I'm going to be honest. If there was damage being done, like that ship has sailed, sunk, and been salvaged from the bottom of the ocean only to sink once more. That is already done. You go for it. You're not going to do anything else now.
I'm going to nudge Luther in the side, point to Jonor, and just go, growth.
Yeah, he's sharing things. When did this happen?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, spending some time with Blood and Axel has obviously done wonders for him.
Jonor, I just want to say you are learning so much, and I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. That's I'm proud of myself to be on that. I spent a lot of time and effort learning lots of things, so it's exactly like me. Thank you.
Yeah, just wanted to let you know that.
So yeah, you found his diary, and anything of relevance in there?
Before we do go on,
I'd love it to be like, nah.
Hey.
Nah.
Hey, Abbott.
Goes out, he's really horny.
Hey, Abbott. Question for you.
Yes, Jonor.
Just looking to clarify. So, are we free to say his name around here? I know there's certain locations where prying eyes don't hear his voice. His name being heard.
Places that are protected from scrying should be safe. The avoidance of using the name of Strahd or Sergei is that it can be a trigger for them to know that someone is speaking of them, that you can that they can scry to see who it was and see what was said. It is like a beacon for them to know to listen or to look or to come, in some instances, to see what is happening. We should be safe from scrying within the bounds of this abbey. It is blessed land. It is sanctified land. We should be safe.
Even I didn't know it was fine to say Sergei. I didn't realize that Sergei would be listening as well. I thought it was just Strahd.
I would be cautious of saying his name. He is as powerful, if not a more powerful spellcaster than Strahd. He's a necromancer, a lich he was a wizard. He was a spellcaster, more gifted in magic than Strahd. Strahd was more of a warrior than a mage. Sergei, the younger brother, was the one who focused on magic, training his mind and training his spells. If anything, he would be the one who would be more honed in on this.
Oh. That's
good thing we were saying his name too.
Yeah.
Do you think that because I accidentally say his name wrong, that I'm not doing the bad things?
How do you say his name? How different is it?
It's Sergi.
Well, I do not know if that would be different enough. It is somewhat similar.
Should we try?
If you called him Sergey, that might... No, that is still his name.
Sergey.
Sorry. I couldn't resist. Sorry. Sorry. He obviously doesn't say that. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
I
man.
don't get it. What's up?
I can't explain it. It's too highbrow, Jacob. It'd take me a long time to explain why that's funny.
Deep 2005 gag there.
Yeah, pretty much. It's up there with circumference, I reckon. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I've never heard that one before. I like that.
Have you not heard circumference before?
I went to an uneducated school, so yeah.
Oh,
We
man.
couldn't use words that long.
Hang on,
Too many
hang on.
syllables.
An uneducated school.
Wait.
Is the whole point of the school not to be educated?
Yeah, it's anti-school. I went there and they removed the thoughts from my brain. It was very effective.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
It was called a sanatorium and they did a lot of lobotomies, but it was fine. Like, I think it's done well. Got a great degree out of it.
I didn't need those chunks. It's fine.
That's right. That grey matter's useless. It's the white matter that's the good
Yeah.
stuff. Grey means it's stale.
They really smoothed over my brain, making
Yes.
it real nice. Good.
Cleaned it
Sandpaper,
up.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Smooth like a river pebble, hey? No, I'm not sure how sensitive the magic is. It could be that it is enough that they can simply hear the name, even similar to it. Could be the intention. I must admit, divination magic is not a strong suit of mine. My focus was always on the divine magics, the magics of healing and restoration.
Well,
This is far
maybe
more
it's something I'll
divination
learn.
magic. Jonor, you would be one who might know more of this. Your skill does appear to be in the divining arts, does it not? From what I have noticed.
Look, I think I'll be headed that way sometime shortly. I'll figure that one out. But okay, we are free to speak of those names. So we have
Should be,
Strahd's notebook from when he was prior to this land being cast into this awful realm, and some period of time afterwards.
It does not have drugs in it.
Oh, that's I didn't know that. Missed that page, but
I like it. It doesn't have drugs in it. Unlike blood, who does have drugs in him. Right now.
Check this out. It's like wave the
Look at this stooge! As you start like moving. I feel like Blood would use the word stooge. I think he'd say that.
Yeah. Check this out. I find
well,
blood find in book. So maybe drugs in other books.
we should have checked some other ones. That's a shame. Well, okay, but the gist of this one is Owen. So, like, we would have spent the time
Yes.
reading through this. Key takeaways that could be shared.
Yeah, main key takeaways. Strahd travelled to Barovia with an army at his back. He conquered this land, took it from another noble family who were ruling over it. There had been a long-running beef between the Zaroviches and this noble family. He doesn't even mention their name. That is the level of disdain that he has for them. He hasn't even codified or kept their name in the record. They are simply known as the enemy throughout all of his diary. They are crushed and destroyed, but it is a bitter war with many casualties. And the victory that he finally proclaims over them comes at a great cost to him, to his army. He is injured. His left leg is badly damaged during one of the skirmishes, and it takes him a long time to heal. He has to walk with a cane for a long time afterwards. But eventually things improve. His family arrive. His father and mother, who come with the Sergei and with Katerina. His mother doesn't actually survive the trip. She passes away during the trip. His father is brutal, is vicious, is a drunkard, and hypercritical of both of his sons, pitting them against each other. You get this from the book, and it works. Strahd and Sergei hate each other. They are constantly in competition. Katerina acts as more of a peacekeeper between the two of them, but with less and less success as time goes on, and eventually she ends up running away, spending more and more time away with this group of travelers, the Vistani, that she grows closer and closer to, until eventually Strahd loses track of her. No idea what happens to her. It is then, during the...
one thing.
Yes.
So you mentioned his father.
Yes.
Also, when you talk about the Dark Powers, they were also referred to as his father. So any parallel there, I'm going to be very aware of.
It's not necessarily referring to... So the link between his father and the Dark Powers you don't think is there. It's more like he sees himself as reborn with the Dark Powers. And that's how he refers to them. Yeah, so but good catch. Very good catch. As time goes on, things improve. Castle Ravenloft is finished. His father passes away, which makes his life a lot better. Sergei spends more and more time away from the castle, choosing instead to delve into a ruin down towards the south of Barovia, a place known as the Amber Temple. Spending more and more time away experimenting with darker and darker magic. A group of knights move in. Order of the Silver Dragon, underneath the banner of Arginvost, and set up their own stronghold, Arginvostholt. Strahd sees this as a challenge against himself. And with the Knights of Arginvost comes a woman, Tatiana, wielding a blade of light, Sunblade. And Strahd falls for her. His thoughts linger on her when she's not around. He finds excuses to travel and meet with her. But he's not the only one. Sergei has also got his eye on Tatiana. And once again, the two of them fall into the familiar competition. And this is where it gets a bit... You can see Strahd is clearly leaving things out as you read over this section. There's a lot of information here that seems to be missing. It goes from Tatiana clearly preferring him to her suddenly, clearly underneath a spell from Sergei, spurning both of them. Clearly she's been influenced by his magic. There's some devilish trick at play. And he, in this moment, makes a very terrible decision. He goes after the Knights of the Silver Dragon, attacking them, funding bandit groups to take out their caravans, prevent their supplies coming, working against them indirectly, but still doing his best to weaken them. And it is during this that he personally leads a charge against a group of wagons making their way towards the Knight's stronghold. He traps the people inside and burns them. Women, children, the families of the knights who were moving to Arginvostholt to join their comrades, join their families, their husbands, their wives. And it is that first night that he hears the whispers in the back of his mind, promising power, promising everything he could want, an eternity with Tatiana, without Sergei in the picture. He agrees. Again, information is left clearly out, but it is not too long before a description of a scene that Styx has conveyed to you as well. You see the description of that fateful night when Tatiana falls from the rampart. In Strahd's hand, Sergei's magic throws her from the battlements. She doesn't jump. She would never leave him. She truly loved him. No, Sergei did this. Some magic to throw her from the bridge. But it was in this moment he realized Sergei had also made a bargain with the Dark Powers. As he sees his brother, the flesh melting from his bones, revealing this undead monstrosity before him. He realizes that they've both been tricked. And as the mists close in around Barovia, with Tatiana's death, the shattering of the Sun Sword, they are sealed forever with only each other. That is what is in the journal.
Just that's awful. That is awful.
It's pretty bad.
I want to clarify one thing.
Yeah.
Her dying misrolling in or misrolled in and she died?
She dies. She dies. The mists roll in.
Okay. Yep. Thank you.
And also, we think that Katarina is Madam Eva? Ava? Yeah.
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 Well, do you think it's another Victor situation where Katarina is somehow in two time travel two places at once? Because there's a Katarina in Castle Ravenloft at the moment. Are you saying that they're the same person?
Oh no. You know the divination dealing card wielding Madame? She's also Katarina. So back in the day,
Just the same wench or the different wench? Which
Jonor, in the next 2 minutes, adequately describes this in a way that you understand.
Which is basically people can have the same name.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I miss something? What was that?
Jonor adequately describes in a way that Tithla understands the situation.
So close. So close.
I haven't pulled that card in a long time, but I save it for when I need it. And I was not going to sit through 5 fucking minutes of you
Saying that
deliberately
you needed
misunderstanding Tom, who did a very good job of explaining that situation. I'm not letting you do that to Tom.
Axel, let me explain it to you. So,
Sorry, I was in the other room. I just needed to go to the bathroom. What was
Tithla
that?
spends 2 seconds explaining the situation adequately.
everyone is now more confused.
So does that mean that we should be completely disregarding everything that Madame Ava has told us? Do we think that she's aligned with her brothers?
Well, I mean, she told me to go to the druids of Yesterhill and take them out. That was only positive for us, and took out an asset for Sergei at least. So,
and strengthen Strahd's position, and then doing the same with the werewolves, which again was something that Madame Ava pointed us in the direction of.
So you think she's working with Strahd and against Sergei? I mean, as a rule, I think we can all agree if we're going to work against one, it's going to be the zombie lich that's sending hordes of undead against the towns versus the D-bag in the castle that mostly leaves people alone. I would kill both if we can, but if we're going to work against one, I think Sergei is the objective worse of the two.
Blood always knows you take both out.
Well, yes, yeah. I mean, if we can, yes. But I mean, if we're going to take one out, preferentially.
You don't do 2 boss battles in one scene.
Yeah, well, we can't fight both at once. I mean, we'll have to take out one and then the other. Unless
do
you
we
make
reckon that they would work together to try to take us out, or would they be fighting each other while we're fighting? I don't even think we'd be able to get them in the same room, if I'm honest.
No, I think something would. I think the dark powers would probably prevent that, let alone them.
Right.
No, I think so. So if you think Madame Ava is their long lost sister, then what is giving her the immortality? Has she also done a deal with the dark powers, or is it more like what I suspected? And maybe the time moves different in Barovia, and the Vistani can come and go, so she's able to more jump through time rather than resist its flow altogether. She does seem, at least physically, a lot older than the other two.
But there is. Oh, they do say that time flows differently here, so that might be why she's still alive. If all of this stuff happened thousands of years ago.
checks in every 1 year-ish and
Yes.
have a poke around.
I mean,
Look, quick. Oh, sorry, go for it. You okay?
Blood.
Look,
Oh, you go, Jonor.
no, you go.
No, it's Blood's turn.
Oh,
Blood, after you.
thank you, Tithla.
That's okay.
You-
No
Jonor.
worries. Happy to let you talk whenever you need.
Jonor, you said that at start of journal that Madame Eva or Katarina was peacekeeper between the brothers, yes?
That's right.
So maybe she's not aligned at all. Maybe not a player. Maybe trying to see if there is a outcome that is favorable, but not killing. I don't know, but Blood does not think that this Katarina is bad. I have not met. Blood has not met, but does not seem problem.
As far as I can tell, she's been telling us things that are true, that one brother would not cooperate with us at all. These are the discussions of who would grant us a wish, and one was Lich wouldn't deal with us, which seems true. Sergei could perhaps, which is true, and then the Mad Mage is the third one who could have granted us a wish, which is also true. So I think she's telling us most truth, if I'm honest. Why do I keep picking up all these things? So, my Taraka deck. This was made by Katarina.
Sorry, I just need to interrupt again. I'm the one that found the deck and gave it to you, so
You
it's kind
did,
of like
yeah,
it's ours.
Yeah, it is. I greatly appreciate it.
You just said, why do
couldn't have
I
done it.
keep picking up these things? But like you said I, so that meant you, but I just wanted to be clear. I picked it up.
So it's not
So,
just entirely on me. That's
Katarina
wonderful.
made
So,
deck.
she did.
Owen, is
She
there
did.
any chance the next time Tithla has a psychotic break, she comes back like functional? Like that can be the psychosis?
That's not how psychosis works, unfortunately. But I do. There is one on the madness table that is very funny and would do kind of what you want it to do. So yeah, possibly.
And given Tithla's hit rate, she's gonna try them all.
Yeah. So there is one where Tithla, where the person realizes the madness is that they feel like they are just numbers, on a piece of paper being controlled, and it's like forced to do things. Like it's basically they realize they're a D&D character. It's one of the options for the madness. It's quite funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So trying to tell if I could use these cards still, because if she made them, she may see my readings. Jeez, just don't trust anything you pick up in these lands. I need to dwell on this. Look, I don't want to take all the time. Like having an arcana, having a read of is this thing, filling out information, sending it out to someone else, and am I not the only one getting the info?
Are you trying to see if your cards
what I
are
wanna-
somehow connected to something else?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go for.
Wouldn't be the only
That's-
time you brought someone that was spying on us with a period of time.
Natural 20,
Accurate.
33.
For 33.
Ooh. You draw.
All right.
As you examine the deck of cards in the ornate wooden box, the black lacquer, beautifully made, beautifully assembled. The box, a lot of care, a lot of time, a lot of effort went into the construction of this. And they do faintly radiate magic. You've seen this before. Very faint wisps of divination magic rise from this deck of cards. Not just from the box, from the cards themselves. With a natural 20, you know that they are connected to an entity, bound to that entity tightly. But that entity is not Madame Eva. It's you. These cards are yours. They serve only one master. Whether they did the whole time or whether they are bound to you now, You're not sure. But these cards, they are yours.
These cards, these cards are mine. They're bound to me. They're connected. I can feel it. It goes from here and it passes through to my soul.
Oh.
It feels like it anyway. All right. Well, that's a bullet dodged. Thanks for taking that moment, guys.
Is okay. So we go to Hags now? Is that fun?
That was one book. Do we want to get onto the second book?
I'm sorry.
I don't hold secrets, but I just keep on taking this time.
Can we stop talking about books for a second and try and bring some people back to life?
That's actually a fair point. I need the doubt was the abbot. I'll go as the abbot. I'll resurrect the children, and when it's time for Grinner, I think we should all be there. Tithla, if you'd like to come help prepare the ritual, or just be there when the children wake up.
Of course, you need my
sorry.
Of course. Wait, what? Okay, thanks for bringing that up. As if I wasn't in a bad enough state as it was.
Let's do that. Killian, if you want to stay and learn more, before I go, out of curiosity, what is this second book? Is it more important than a journal from Strahd?
It's a journal of Grinner when he was in the castle for the week there.
Oh, is that right?
Okay, so why don't we do these bringing people back to life, and then when one of those people is Grinner, he can tell us about the book.
Yeah,
no,
that was
he
the
can't.
plan, right?
He can't tell you about the book. He was dead.
I guess the Grinner we bring back wouldn't know about this. Well, I think at that point we return it to him, and maybe it's his choice then to. Well, I
return it to him and really confuse him when he comes back to life, and tell him that there's already another his original body is here and he's Grinner too.
I'm just saying if. At this point, it is a big if on if he'll come back to life. As this is completely uncharted territory. For me, for even the abbot, I don't know if this has ever been attempted a resurrection on a separate part of a body when another one is an active undead with consciousness. It may not work. If it doesn't, then we all read the journal together as a group in remembrance of Grinner. If it does, we give him the book, and it is on him on if he wants to share it with us.
Okay.
Agreed? Or have you already read it, Jonor, and just plan to spill loads of things?
No, I haven't read it. If you want to, as long as I'm not the one withholding information, that's fine. I mean,
no, I think we'll leave that for Grinner himself to make the call of. Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And Jonor, that's very forthcoming of you. That's very big of you. I appreciate you. I know we could always trust you to do the right thing.
Yeah, look, there's a bit of a shortcoming recently. Well, not recently, for a while. All right, let's go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And Mr. Abbott, shall we begin? I brought these oils from Vallaki. I think with the werewolf corpses Killian delivered, and what your supplies you had and what we have here, that should be enough to resurrect all the children and to try Grinner. Yes.
Yes. So. This should be enough to resurrect. How many children do you need me to bring back?
Killian, how many did we salvage?
Okay, different word. We're not using the word salvage. Okay.
For cover.
Oh, yeah. How many did we recover? Yes.
It was 4, wasn't it?
If we keep using words like salvage, I'm gonna have to do another sanity check, and that's not going well so far.
There were 5 kids total. Iris was 1, so 4 left.
Okay, so 4 kids and the Grinner.
Yes.
Oh god,
we should have enough oils for. You got some more from the town. That should give us enough for at least 4 rituals. The diamonds, yeah, I think we have enough to do this, but this will be it. I will not be able to cast this spell until you get me some more.
I have
materials.
the town of Vallaki looking into this to get us more, but I mean, these children who did not deserve their fate. They were caught up in shit beyond what they're meant to be involved in. They were never meant to be there. They should not have been there. They were kidnapped and forced against their will into this state. So I think it's our moral imperative to fix them.
I understand. Okay. We shall prepare the ritual. Is there anything else you need to bring? Anything else that is required?
Well, no.
Otherwise, I will meet you in the in my chapel. We will prepare.
Tithla, bring the Grinner liver and let's get going.
Okay.
Okay.
Run. Fetch.
As you gather the bodies in that small antechamber of the House of Healing, of that study where Grinner had only a few weeks prior had his liver removed. As you gather the bodies and place them on the stone slab in the center of the room, Blood and Axel, it's your first time in this room. You can see a hexagonal chamber separated from a rather large hospital-like wing. The room is well furnished. Desks and tables piled high with notes, vials and flasks of various liquids, and samples kept inside jars. In the very center of the room, an enormous stone slab, large enough for 2 adult people to lie down side by side, or a number of wolf corpses laid out on the slab, along with a jar with a liver in it.
Salvaged corpses.
Salvaged. No, sorry, recovered. Yes, Tithla.
I do just have a question for you, DM.
Hello.
Given all of this,
Yeah.
it's up to you, obviously, but if Tithla should do another sanity check, all the conversation of salvaged and seeing all the corpses, I'd put it out there, that's up to you.
Yeah, I would accept another sanity check, Tithla. I think that's pretty fair, especially if you're helping with putting the bodies on the slab inside the room. I mean, like the last time you were in this room, it was a pretty traumatic experience for you as well. So, yeah,
it was an offer, not an order.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a 12.
Okay, that is a pass.
Nailed it, guys. I don't know why everyone was afraid.
You're keeping things together, Tithla. The chat with Father Lucian has kind of helped. You are feeling more grounded. It's okay.
We still have 80 hours of madness left.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Your OCD is not going away for 80 hours. Yeah.
Oh, is that the whittling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you gather together all the required items, the oils, Theo, really only you and the abbot can kind of do this. I mean, the rest of you can help as you kind of demonstrate what needs to be done. Anointing of the bodies with the oils, the placing of the diamond on the chest. As you go through all the requirements, the oils also being used to form the spell circle around each of the bodies. It takes you a good 20-30 minutes to get this all set up. But by the time you're all finished and with everything around, you think you're ready to begin casting the spell. Both you and the abbot are going to be working together on this. I'm going to have you... Because you can cast this spell once per long rest, yeah? Or twice per long rest.
I think I have 2 level 5 spell slots. So I think it'd be twice.
If you can go twice per long rest, you can do all 5 right now. The four werewolf children and Grinner.
Yeah. I can pump it out twice.
Okay. Here's what happens. Actually, before we start, Jonor, Tithla, Blood, Axel, Killian, while Theo and the abbot are casting this spell, what are the 5 of you doing? What would you do to help with this? Are you focusing your magic to try and help? Are you moving around, getting things ready, like basically like doing manual labor for Theo and the abbot as they work? Are you keeping an eye out for anything that might interrupt the ritual, making sure that nothing can like burst through the doors and like basically providing protection? Like, what are the 5 of you doing during this?
Oh, you said you need this rune here? Okay, yep. Oh, yes, that's the curvature. Yep, that's perfect. Just like that.
Yeah, Jonor, you know magic runes. As you go around, begin checking all the ritual circle, begin making sure that the notation is correct, the distancing, the spacing is precise, 100%.
I mean, looking around, seeing if others are already sort of taking up the more manual labor tasks, and remembering Blood's assistance previously, he might ask if he can channel some of his tree power, so to speak, into this casting.
Yeah, that is a type of renewal of life magic. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
You know, 'cause
absolutely.
he did use it previously, and it seemed to work in his eyes. But fine. So
100%.
I'll check with the main casters and see if he can just lend some of his ability to help.
Yeah, I'd keep Blood with me. I mean, I think there'd be a fairly stark difference in the arrangement between what I set up for my 2 versus the abbot for his 3.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Mine was a lot more natural, and like the circle almost mimicking a circulatory system with like vines and inscriptions, whereas his is much more holy and like ornate. I'd imagine of the gods. So I get Blood with me to help channel some of that energy in.
Help to commune with that natural element. Yep.
Perfect.
I think Tithla... Oh, no, sorry, you go.
Okay. I was just going to say, unlike last time where we were in a dangerous like woodlands, and I was like, we need to face out, we need to be watching for anything that could potentially threaten this. Axel, for the first time, is like attentive on the inn, like focused in on what is going to happen. And this is something he'd normally be cut from and seen from the other side of a door, making sure nothing come and interrupted it. And I think for the first time he realizes he's on the inn. And so he sits down in one of the pews, or like a ledge somewhere he can lean up against, and he is 100% perception to this ritual and just ears and eyes on everything that is happening, but also like kind of keeping an ear out for anything that might come in and interfere with this. So just a perception check is
for sure. Perfect.
So, can we, because Grin is a bit of a different case here, let's get the 4 kids done first.
Yep.
And then the Owl and I can focus together on.
That sounds good.
On Grin, and I'd like if Luth is around, I'd like a quick chat with him too.
Yeah. All right. Let's do the kids first. As you prepare, the magic flowing through Theo, as you feel the energy begin to take hold and spiral out, could I please get from you, for the 4 children, 4 D100 rolls? Can you do 1? Tithla, can you please do 1 for me? Killian, can you please do 1 for me? Jonor, can you please do a D100 roll for me? 99.
Can I do something to help?
What are you thinking?
So part of the prep that I would have done is before Killian joined this party, before he died and all that sort of stuff, he was a cleric to Kellenborg. That was his original stat block.
Yes.
So he would have been doing funeral rites and everything. And he still has Revivify as a spell.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what your interpretation of casting the spell is, but the diamond part of it I see as the completion of the spell. So I can still hold the magical energy in my hand, is how I picture it.
Yeah.
So I have 4 3-level spell slots. I'd like to pump 2 Revivify spell slots into the abbot and into Theo to try and help with the casting of the spell.
Awesome.
Yeah, I see.
Very nice.
That's cool.
So we've got I'll take that into consideration. So we've got a 99, 72, 79, and what's that last one? I'm going to need from Blood and Axel. I knew we'd have some because there's sub races. Could I please get? Let me have a quick peekaroo. Axel, could I please get you to roll me? Could you please roll me a D4? And Blood, could you please roll me? Could you please roll me a D6?
Yep.
And what was your
D6?
roll, 15. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Back as an amoeba.
Okay.
Alrighty. Interesting. Okay. So, as the magic takes hold, you watch as one by one the bodies of the wolves begin to break apart, crumbling into motes of light that shift around. And as they begin to rise and concentrate, you see light pulled in from outside, manifesting through the stone, pulled in through the stone itself. And as these little motes of swirling energy begin to coalesce around these concentrated lights, you watch as skeletons begin to form, growing out, veins, nerves, flesh, and muscle tissue knitting together as they form into 4 small bodies. So, the first child comes back as a turtle.
The 99 the turtle?
Hell yeah, let's go. Ninja Turtles. What
The second child comes back as a tabaxi.
Oh, cool.
The third child comes back as a... What was your roll? Sorry, Ash? Is that a 1? On
A 1.
On a D4?
On the D4.
Comes back as a ghostwise halfling.
Oh.
I better write these down. So we've got a turtle. I'll tell you the names of the kids. So we've got turtle, tabaxi, ghostwise halfling. And what was the last roll?
Bloods was a 4
Bloods was a 4.
on the D6.
Blood, I'm going to need you to roll me an additional D8, please.
That can't be good.
An additional D8.
Yes, please.
That's a 2.
2. Last one comes back as a gold dragonborn. Here we go.
Wow.
As the children begin to reform, you watch as their... What was that, sorry?
Who's who?
Yeah, so I'm going to take you through that now. So, you don't know the names of 2 of these kids because Iris obviously is still a werewolf. Thomas has come back as a turtle.
Thomas the turtle.
Thomas the turtle. Jade has come back as a tabaxi.
Next time.
Oh man, it's a shame it wasn't green. Imagine if Jade had come back as a fucking green dragonborn. That would have been awesome.
That would have been sweet.
Jade comes back as the tabaxi. You can see the turtle form because he's a child turtle, a baby turtle. He's like really large shell, and then these like little tiny arms and head inside because the shell is bigger than he's got to grow into it yet. And so there's like this really young little turtle, and as he opens his eyes, goes, makes this little like. What? Not like that. Have you not heard the noise that tortoises make? Have you not heard the sounds they make? They're fucking hilarious.
What was that noise?
I'm not doing it again. I did it once. That's enough.
Do it again.
Nah, I'm good.
You make that a soundbite for the
nah,
channel?
I'm fine, thanks. We don't need to. Nah, there's no need. There's no need for that. Nah, we're good.
Every time someone subs, just...
please clip that. I need that.
Actually, can I for the tabaxi, for the type of tabaxi, I've got another subtable for like the appearance. Jacob, can you roll me a D4, please? Mm-hmm. Let's see what type of feline form the tabaxi takes for
the best with a 1.
A 1. Okay, that's just a cheetah. It's the most boring one. That's a shame. Just the baseline. You watch as Jade takes on this young cheetah cub tabaxi form. The other 2, the ghostwise halfling and the gold dragonborn like wormling at this point. The ghostwise halfling looks to be male. The dragonborn looks to be female. You don't know who these children are. You don't know their names. But you watch as they kind of look around at each other in confusion. And we leave off as the gold dragonborn opens their mouth to scream and a little puff of flame comes out. So they go, ah! Looking around at each other and at their own hands, these like gold scaled hands. And that's what we're going to leave off for tonight.
We did it. We saved it.
I want to do the, yes, very well
What
done.
kind of life will they have now?
It's a good question.
Shunned by society.
They're going to be seen as outlanders forever, basically, is what you've committed them to.
Better than being Deadlanders for forever.
True. That's very true.
What happens if they want to become werewolves again? Can you imagine a turtle werewolf?
Yes.
That's so cool. It'd
Be
be
very
such
funny.
normal speed.
Be quite. I reckon a turtle vampire would be far funnier. Imagine a turtle vampire spawn, like slowly flying through the air.
I'm gonna get you.
Serrated
the shell
beak.
part of its body, would it transform into a wolf with the shell still on its back?
Yes, it would have to.
Yeah.
It'd be like a Yoshi. Bang. It'd have to be. Awesome. Well, that is where we're going to leave off for tonight as we deal with the fallout of that next session. And also, I want to spend a bit of time with the Grinner one. There's more to that than meets the eye, obviously. Nice. Don't clip that, you bastards. All right. Let us. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. For those of you joining us on Twitch, if I just pretend it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist. We are going to go and raid a lovely friend of the channel tonight. That is going to be RollTogether RPG, who are doing their Chronicles of Eredrin campaign. If you want to see more of Josh, I've got some good news. The double Josh. Let's get that loaded up now. Boom. That is loaded. I will have that raid come across in a moment. For those of you watching us on YouTube or listening to the podcast, thank you so much. We are well on our way to 2,000 subs by the end of the year on YouTube. If you can help us get there, very, very special episode to help celebrate. It'll be really worth it. Really, really fun. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, really good time to do so now. And from all of us here tonight, thank you so much. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again very, very soon. Until then, farewell, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.